Ooh, I like the little iris transitions in this game.
Yeah.
Bringing you in and out of it.
They feel very smooth.
Yeah, I had to pop back out when I was recording this. I had to pop back out to the main menu to make the definitive proper changes to the Wii remote, which is also why this guy is gonna now tutorialize us on picking up star bits again, because it only saves when you like finish levels or enter levels, I think. So that also means that us harassing Rosalina has been erased from the timeline, so we still have a chance with her. Why not try it out? I already did in another timeline. That's why I'm so good at it. Watch this. Oh, never mind, I jumped first. I'm not good at it. Okay, he said that's the ticket. Maybe I'm not projecting with this guy's tone of voice. You could also shoot them at enemies. Either way, I'm sure Starbits will be a big help on your adventure. Oh, I had the evil laugh at the end, but whatever, it's okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Luma balloons, along with obviously the Mario and Luigi caps, will be sold in stores at the Universal parks. But I think because like obviously the Power Star balloon is the more obvious choice, but I think the Lumas will look better. They got the kind of reflective surfaces going on already. They got a unique shape. They got the cute little eye. I mean, I guess the Power Stars have cute little eyes too, but the Power Stars have never actually been presented as characters outside of the original Paper Mario with the Sage Stars or whatever they were called. Something like that.
I don't remember what they were called.
They were called something like that. It's cool. Who cares? Something along those lines. Da-na-na-na. Bum, 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 bum.
A snack of cosmic proportions. I don't remember the name of the book, but I had to read something in like 6th grade, and it was told from the like point of view of, I don't remember if it was the main character or the sister of the main character that had like an autism spectrum disorder, and they kind of it dealt with it by giving themselves rules on how to behave and how to act and things like that. And the narrator expressed frustration with how much simpler the rules for their like hamster or gerbil or something were. And one of the rules for their pet was also the name of a chapter, which was if it fits in your mouth, it's food. And as a class of 6th graders, that went over super well, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Yeah, Oh yeah, I can see that one now. I'm picturing that in my mind. I'm not sure there's really any class of any students where that would go over well. The jokes just change.
Yeah.
The jokes would change, but I don't think that would play well in an American classroom or any I shouldn't say American, in any classroom, anywhere, in any grade.
Yep. I don't even think it would. I feel like as a college student, it would still be jokes would be made.
Absolutely, they would. I only had to do a couple of actual literature classes in college. Ow! I forgot that if you didn't hit the plants, that came back for you. Or maybe I didn't forget. Maybe I had no idea what was going on. I don't remember. I don't remember what was going through my mind when I played this. Doesn't matter. I did actually, I don't normally do this when I'm recording the footage for these remote filmings, but I did actually record myself when I was recording this, primarily because I was messing around with some different recording software. I was testing a couple of things, and I needed to like just go ahead and I needed to record myself talking for a very long time, so I decided to just go ahead and record myself doing this. I don't think that'll be released. I'm thinking I might release that as a bonus on Patreon or something. So if you wanna watch this video again with just one person talking, you can pay money to do that. But anyway, I gave that Goomba a chance. He recovered pretty quick, surprisingly. Actually, I wanted to see how he recovered. I do remember that. I wanted to see how he got up, and he just did a little kick, and he flipped back over. Very talented, all things considered. But yeah, this game is, I mean, so I know I asked you earlier, I assume that you probably didn't, like, beat this, but do you remember, like, other than, you mentioned having difficulty when it went upside down and whatnot, do you remember, like, how this kind of felt to play? Because you mentioned, your phrasing was your first big kid console, kind of being thrown into this game. Because I remember thinking as I was playing this, that this was very, like, first big game friendly in a lot of ways. It's very inviting. It's very texturally friendly and colorful.
Yeah.
The music is sweeping. It's just hard enough that it's not like there's not nothing going on, but it's pretty forgiving, all things considered.
Yeah. I don't remember ever like rage quitting.
Hey, you, you. Me.
I remember liking these a lot, the little Lumas. Oh, you don't have enough to feed them all
I
the way.
don't have enough. I'm at 79. It's not enough, and there's not enough on this planet either. You have to go back around to the other ones to pick more stuff up, which I will realize in a second, but I did not realize initially.
But
yeah, go ahead.
I don't know that I ever, other than just not rage quitting, I don't ever remember being like really frustrated with it. I think it was just something that I would like play for a while until I had to do something else. And
sure. Well, it's also when you're younger, the rules, and because I remember a lot of games that I played when I was younger, I wasn't really concerned about end game. I wasn't really concerned about end state. It was more just about spending time in that setting or that world and screwing around with it. There were a lot of, because I didn't get into playing console games really, other than like at friends' houses until kind of the mid 2000s. But I played a lot of PC games and some handheld games. And I remember distinctly thinking a lot of PC games that I played back in the day, when I would get to end states on them, I would be surprised because oftentimes my mode was just kind of to walk around the setting and explore stuff. And often, thinking back, I realized that often I kind of tripped into progression very often because I was more just concerned with exploring and looking around and engaging with the mechanics as opposed to progression. And this is a game where that's again when I was talking about kind of the texture of it. This is a game where I could imagine somebody just enjoying kind of spending time in it, as opposed to like, okay, next level, beat the game.
Yeah, and I think I don't really play that way. I feel it's not the most fun way to play.
Well, I mean, you've been spending a lot of time with Animal Crossing lately, I know. Which is that your first Animal Crossing game or not?
It is actually, yes.
And that's very much when you said that you were playing that, I was like, oh, Aidan's she will enjoy that. That's right up her alley.
I'm very much enjoying it.
I haven't played an Animal Crossing seriously in a long time.
I've had a couple 5-star island days. I'm not sure what I changed to remove myself from 5-star status, but I was surprised, honestly, because the way I found out was not by going and talking to Isabel and her being like, congrats, you're 5 stars. It was a new type of flower will grow on your island.
Yeah, you'll just get lucky.
And I was just kind of like, okay, cool, 5 stars. And then I apparently have changed something and lost that status.
The flower went extinct.
No, I still have the flower.
I was being sarcastic. Some other parameter that just barely put it over 5 stars with the flower, and then you got rid of it on accident. Oops.
Yep. But it's been an interesting game for sure.
Yeah, I've
enjoyed it a lot.
I spent a lot of time in Wild World, which was the second one. It was on the Nintendo DS. And then I owned City Folk. Joshua spent a lot of time with it, but I never played much of it. And then I'm pretty sure he also got New Leaf, but I never played any of that. I played a tiny bit of City Folk when we first got it, but I never really got into it. I think I'd put so much time into Wild World that I was kind of like over the formula, but
yeah.
A lot of people are playing this one for the first time. It's also because of, the timing of its release. It's sold stupidly well. It's catching up on like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which has been out for quite some time, and I think was previously one of, if not the best-selling games on the Switch. And Animal Crossing might overtake it, which is going to be a first for the games. Not that they've ever sold poorly or whatever, but they've never been like the best-selling games on their respective systems.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's just a lot of circumstance to it this time around, but it's also a good game. It looks drastically improved and expanded from, I shouldn't say looks, I've read enough about it and watched enough about it. A lot of the previous games were kind of piecemeal improvements, and this one made a lot of more dramatic steps forward, it seems like. No,
I don't really
can't
have a
regular
point of
butt stomp.
comparison, but I'm certainly enjoying it. One little lone Goomba on the outside of this.
Music in this game is so interesting because it's like you get the sweeping orchestral stuff, and then you get pieces like this that are kind of, I guess I would say, lonelier. You know what I mean?
Oh, there's a hole.
Yeah, once you break that crystal open. And then now you were talking earlier about the dynamic music when we were on the Comet Observatory, and you'll hear that now we're actually inside of it. There's been another layer added to the track here. There's some kind of strings or something kind of accompanying the beep bop bop boop beep bop bop boop. I think I gamed that a little bit. I didn't play the level. It was the way that in the order that it was meant to be played. You're supposed to kind of go around the way that I'm currently coming, but I did the backflip to force myself out of to get past. Because the trick, I don't think you're supposed to come through at this position. I think that's supposed to be telling you to go around, but I did this instead. People generally say that Mario Galaxy 2 is the superior game, and maybe it does have better level design and like better, more engaging levels, but I never got nearly as far into Mario Galaxy 2. I think it was because like I just liked the rhythm of this game and the Comet Observatory, and as little as there is the little story morsels that you get with Rosalina as it goes on, I was just really into how this game felt. I decided I had no patience for picking up the blue things, and I was just gonna go get the star on my own here.
There's only one more, though.
Who cares? I'm going to defy gravity, and I'm going to get it just by the sweat of my brow.
I like the metal sounds.
Yeah, he's clanking around on there with his steel-toed, blood-covered boots. All the enemies that he's crushed beneath his toes.
Oh, gosh.
But there's a lot of interesting work being done in games now with adaptive music, stuff shifting as certain things happen in the game or whatever. It's hard to do. It requires a lot of music to get composed, and sometimes it's as simple as, there's the up-tempo and down-tempo versions of a track, or more levels get added when combat happens and they go away when combat ends and stuff like that. But there's a lot of stuff that's even more complex than that. That's really interesting, both from the way that you have to think about composing stuff now, and also the like programming side of it. Uh-oh, we can almost see the enemy base, he said. Eventually, perhaps.
Ooh.
That's a water effect in the background, isn't it, on that planet? It's kind of
so,
yeah. It looked kind of like because when it was the wide before it zoomed in and we could see that it was a planet, it just looked like there was water rippling underneath it. That was kind of an odd effect to choose.
Calientes?
I don't know.
That's
Caliente? That seems about right. I think you said that about right. He has a battle fleet, apparently.
fancy boy.
Mario's pretty confident with all this stuff. He's been thrown head first into this whole new world, and he's like, okay, I jump in the thing, and it shoots me to another planet. There's a lot of confidence on this boy.
I was about to be like, hey, go over to those little blue boys, but
I can't.
you cannot.
Unfortunately, those
cannot.
types of choices cannot be made. I was trying to remember how to, because you have to get onto the roof of the house on the other side. You have to go through this orange pipe, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. There's the warp star we need to get to is on top of the little house that's in that little grassy area at the very beginning.
Ah.
Which we could have moved on to another level, and perhaps, considering this is a ramble, and I shouldn't be wasting too much of our time doing content that we've already seen, perhaps I should not have kept going back here to keep doing more stars in the levels we've already been to. But whatever, this one does lead to a boss fight, and we get to go to the, what's up with those worlds? Just a tiny speck of rock with water floating around it? How mysterious. After we get past there, I'm pretty sure it's all new level from here anyway. It's all new stuff. I guess it's the same music, though. Yahoo! You saved me! Thanks, Mario. In return, I'll tell you a secret about this place. You can never stop spinning on this planet.
I know! I was going to say, it's got some strong ankles.
Shake the Wii remote and spin into smack the coconuts to hit the spiky things. Okay, whatever you say, kid. Now we're just gonna leave him here. He's just stuck here now. We freed him from that crystal, and now he's just gonna hang out here spinning forever until he starves to death. I guess he can eat coconuts, drink coconuts. There's a little bit of, I don't know if that's fresh water. It can't be. It's up against, I mean, I guess it could
Sand.
be. It's up against sand, though, so it's probably not that great. Now Mario's running in it, and now you're gonna get AIDS if you drink out of it.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna have to filter that somehow. I don't know if you can filter with coconut.
He's still just spinning. He's still just over there spinning. I don't know what's gonna happen to all these toads we're abandoning out here in the middle of space.
Maybe Rosalina will send some Lumas after him. We'll be fine.
I guess. Probably. She works for Space NATO or whatever. I want to know what's up with those specks of rock and water planets. Does anything live on those? Because most of these tiny little planets are teeming with life in Mario Galaxy. Oh, that came all the way around the other side of the planet back to me.
Interesting that you can't see up into the tree.
Yeah, they made this kind of difficult to get to by making the camera. I feel like they designed this and did not remember how the camera worked. You have to like be on the other side of the planet and get the camera to curve just right, or you have to do this. It's not really convenient, but whatever. It's also optional. It's not like it's important. And me screwing around for too long when I should just be moving on and playing more of the video game.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure these guys you also just have to kill with a coconut. Maybe some other way of getting to them, but I think it's just coconut. Shooting them doesn't work.
Definitely not shooting.
They're spiny, you can't jump on them. That's usually the rules, at least. To dems to breaks when you're fighting spiky characters in Mario. Spikes mean you can't touch them. And I thought maybe this little tiny patch of grass was glowing. I thought maybe it was something. I kept doing stomp, even though I forgot that's never the solution to anything in this game. It's always spin. I tried shooting it, I tried spinning, it didn't do anything. It's nothing. Waste of time.
Just a pretty piece of grass.
I guess so. But see, look, there's some kind of, you know, that planet in the background, that's the one that the Comet Observatory is hovering around, which I guess is supposed to be our planet. It just looks really different than it did in that opening cutscene, where where, you know, the castle got picked up and taken out of the atmosphere. But it's huge, whatever it is, that planet down there.
Yeah. It is quite large.
It's impressive that this, I mean, like, obviously the resolution isn't that great, but, you know, when you pick an art style that works, you know, it still holds up. And this looks... You know, this looks pretty good considering when it came out.
I don't like this.
You don't like this?
No.
Why not? What's wrong with it?
I don't know. It just makes my brain hurt.
I've noticed this about you. You have some problems with, like, whenever directions are inverted or things change.
Yes.
You said you don't like when roller coasters go backwards.
I also don't like that at all now. That's more of, I think, I can't see where I'm going, and I don't like that.
So I killed all those Goombas only to find out that the reward is a star that makes it easier to kill the Goombas. But but when you go, that means when you go outside, you get to kill those chain chomps. So I guess I got to save time by not killing the Goombas. I mean, by killing the Goombas before I picked up the star. Because otherwise, I don't think there's any way to kill these guys except with the
invincible star thing.
Yeah, but this is something that if we had the second player, you could cheat because you can grab the chain chomps and hold them in place with the second Wii remote.
Yes.
If you're a coward like Aidan was circa 2007 or 2008 or whenever she was playing this.
There's
you're a big coward.
I think it's a TikTok, I'm not sure. But there is a short video of a kid who is apparently had like a Mario birthday party or something.
Yes.
And
I've seen this. He starts acting like he has the power star, and he runs smack dab into a wall and breaks his nose or whatever. Right?
I don't know that he breaks his nose.
Well, you know what I mean. Like
door jam.
It's intense. It's intense enough that it could have happened.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh. I have no shame in admitting that we sat there and watched that video on repeat for like 5 minutes, just crying, laughing. It got better every time because he hits it so hard, he bounces back off.
Just like Mario, he's made out of rubber. Whenever he gets hit by stuff, he bounces around and gets thrown around. Just like his idol, Mario.
It's just...
The woohoo man himself.
Yes.
Yahoo! Yippee! Woohoo!
Just made... Like, I felt for the kid, but also it was just... It was hilarious.
Look, if he's gonna be in... Look, if the kid's gonna be in pain, someone may as well enjoy it, okay?
Yes.
The kid already hurt himself. There's nothing that can be done about that.
Mean-looking aliens. But can you bounce the coconuts back at them?
It's a little racist, you know.
Yeah, just
What
because
makes them
they're
look
darker
mean?
than the other aliens. They're not blue, they're like stone gray. Oh, that one's flaming!
Yeah, sometimes they shoot flaming hot Cheetos at you, and other times they just shoot coconuts at you. The flaming hot Cheetos you can't deflect. I was looking around for secrets, but this is a game for babies, so it was my mistake. I should have known better than to waste my time and the time of the people.
They make different noises.
I remember the first time
they-
they make little noise. They make different noises depending on what type of ammunition they're shooting. I remember the first time I ate flamin' hot Cheetos was I was in the fine state of Oregon at the time.
Oh gosh.
And it was very cold out. It was winter in Oregon, and I was eating flaming hot Cheetos because I thought maybe this will make me hotter.
Really?
I did not honestly think that. It was more just like, I'm very cold, but if I eat these flaming hot Cheetos, I'll have something else to focus on. And it did kind of work. My mouth was on fire. I was more focused on that for a few minutes than I was on being cold.
One of my friends, we used to work together, and I had like I don't think it was quite a sinus infection. I think it was just like allergies, but either way, like my nose was quite stuffy. And she had got like a jalapeno cheddar melt from Arby's for lunch. And she was like, this will clear your sinuses out. You should just, take a bite. It's not too spicy. Because I, at the time, over the course of my friendship with her, I have developed a substantially increased
Hold that thought,
tolerance
because
for spice.
speaking of spicy food, I miscalculated with that jump.
Ruh-roh.
I decided I'll enter with style, and I forgot there was a giant pool of lava. Sorry, anyway, spicy food.
But she was like, just take a bite of this, it'll clear your sinuses up, just a little bit, it's not too spicy. And I was like, okay, I trust you, friend. And it was very, very spicy. Literally standing there, like, at work, like, mascara tears running down my face, going, oh my god, what have you done to me? She was like, well, it worked. Your sinuses, nose just running everywhere. Your sinuses have cleared up, haven't they?
Yeah, I used to have pretty bad allergies for most of my life growing up, and I've never. I mean, I still have them, every spring, bad, it hits and stuff. But I wonder if the reason it hasn't been as bad for me is because I've made a habit of eating spicy food.
I don't really make a habit of it, but I have developed a bit more tolerance for it. Nope.
No, not quite, not enough. But I mean, I still got there. It worked. It all worked out in the end. I don't know. Generally speaking, this is a I can't even say really a white people thing, but an Americans thing. There are all kinds of things that we tend to go further on, but Americans are cowards when it comes to spice.
Yeah. Yes.
I want to know that if I get stranded in India or whatever, and I gotta eat something, I'm not gonna make a fool out of myself in front of everybody. So I've been practicing.
Indian spice is a whole different game. There's a commercial for like a show called like Hot Ones, I think, where they like eat different meats. There's actually an Indian guy in this specific commercial, and he goes, "Oh man, this ain't like Indian food," because it just the spice is different.
Yeah.
It hits different.
Well, different parts of the world they use different stuff. Obviously, that's how it be. Speaking of being, I didn't do that on purpose. Be Mario.
Be Mario? I forgot about this.
You forgot about Be Mario? Mm-hmm. This is a big back of the box feature. You can be Mario.
Oh my gosh.
It's lame. It's one of the least interesting power-ups in any Mario game because it actively, all it lets you do is hover a little bit and climb on certain things, and it disables all of your other interesting jumps. It's one of the.
You can be Mario.
Yeah, I suppose so. If you're into that sort of thing, I guess, furry. I tried to skill my way up this hill, but game wasn't having it. Didn't want to happen. Whatever. This is something that one thing I really like about this game. That also, this is part of why I probably didn't engage as much with Mario Galaxy 2, because Mario Galaxy 2 is very much structured as like level of just exploring environment of not even beginning to end platforming gauntlet, right? And there are a lot more levels in this game that present themselves kind of as being, here's the little camera puzzle for you there, where it's teaching you how to use your camera controls. They have a little reward for you for doing it. There's a lot more levels in this game that you come back to multiple times that are presented as essentially being little self-contained societies. For example, this bee colony, there's a queen here, there's people, there's people hanging out, there's guys with spears and guards, and there's the... Like, it's not like it's just a bunch of platforms to jump around on there. There's an impression that people could live here, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of other levels like this. I doubt that we'll get far enough in the ramble to get to this level. I don't remember when it happens. But there's actually a couple. There's a couple of water-based levels that involve penguins. I don't know if you remember these or not.
I think I do. I think I remember the penguins.
Yeah, there's one level in particular that you go back to a bunch that's like a string of little island planets that are all connected together by, I guess, like a river, essentially, even though it's all in space, so it's all, kind of hovering out there. And there's this whole like kind of ring of water connecting all these different little islands, and they hold races there and stuff, but it also feels like people just kind of live there. And that's, I like that kind of stuff. Obviously, I also just like, pure platforming gauntlets are fun, but I like it when stuff has a little bit more context and there's kind of a feeling of people live here and this is an environment that, exists and has some kind of cohesion to it and makes sense. Which is part of why I was into Paper Mario before Miyamoto said that was bad, but whatever. For those, I'm sure most people probably already know this if they've played the game, but the big stone boulders here, unlike the chain chops, can actually be defeated. You just have to spin and hit them in the little red section. You see the little red gooey bit there? Yeah, if you spin specifically to hit that, you actually can blow them up. There, I wasn't quite fast enough. It hit me before I could hit it. But if you hit specifically the big red bit, they will break apart. Of course, though, as with last time, I discovered that I defeated all of them only to find out that my reward was defeating them. Because I don't think that you're supposed to know how to do that. I think you're supposed to, dodge them and get to the end and get the star.
And just kill all of them on your way out.
But I already killed all of them, so it wasn't much of a reward for me. Oh well. I guess I got to kill those piranha plants slightly easier than you would be able to otherwise. Whatever. But you also have, the music here also kind of sells it just kind of being a location. The do-do-do-do-do-do is just kind of, it's not really driving you forward. It's not really a Mario level, go jump on the stuff, There's fountains sitting here. The bees are standing around, you can talk to them. That little beetle in the background is scared of humans. See, he's so scared, he's trying to go through the wall and then he fell over.
I feel like several times I remember, chasing them over a little bit so that they would, go off the edge.
They come after you when you're a bee, but when you're a human, they're big scared of you and they run away. Here's more of the blue guys you were talking about earlier. Oh no! Apparently they can cling on to me. Ouch. I got excited for a second there. I thought, oh, maybe there's an interior, and I forgot. It's just the boulder comes out because it's not that detailed. I don't get that. You don't get that kind of detail in a Mario platforming game. I also noticed, we'll play with this a little bit more later, but the whole level isn't loaded in right now, so those bits that you can go to later are actually, you see the star bits hitting it, that's actually a scale miniature. It's a little miniature representation of the next part of the level that only loads in when you actually go there. The star bits you can see are way too big, and there's, they're much larger than the actual space is. I'll be able to demonstrate that. There's a bit later on in this where I demonstrate that a little bit more on a slightly better example, but it's just kind of neat the little tricks that they do to make these types of things work. I don't know when they actually transition it. I assume they have to do the transition while you're flying towards it.
Yeah.
Which means it must be a pretty smooth transition. Also,
oh, there's the bee shroom.
Yeah.
Bee!
Bee movie about Bee Mario. What's the deal with Bee Mario? They say castle, but there's not really a castle. There's just a place where the queen hangs out, but it's definitely not a castle. You see, the flight doesn't even control all that well either. It's really unwieldy. And when he spins, he does honey. That part's kind of neat, I guess, that they made the little honey effect when you spin. I guess I can appreciate that.
I didn't see it. I'll have to watch next time you spin. Oh, neat!
Convenient that I spun again. I wasn't actually sure if I did it. Yeah, there's a little honey goo effect happens.
I figured you would eventually.
One of the cuter effects in Kingdom Hearts 3, and obviously you haven't seen this, but there's a Keyblade in that. Similarly to in Kingdom Hearts 2, there's a Keyblade based on the 100 Acre Wood. And it does when it transforms into other modes and stuff, it shoots honey at things.
Oh,
And it leaves behind,
cool.
it shoots bees in some parts, and it leaves behind big globs of honey after it hits things. It's very fun. It's very cute.
Marvelous.
This whole leads, see that? There's the queen. That's not a castle. What I see over there in the background is not a castle.
Nah.
You're really overselling it. Maybe
just in case you lost your bee, you can have another.
Maybe they know that a castle is a place where a queen goes, but they've only lived on these crappy little planets for their whole lives. So they don't actually know that a castle's supposed to be a giant, a big stone fortress. They just know it's a place where a person of power sits, so that's the castle.
Yes.
I noticed when I fell through the hole, you probably, there's a little one-up on the other side of the hole. The camera turns around and shows it to you just to taunt you and show that they faked you out. I tried to get back up there, but it was to no avail.
Maybe. Bees
Castle,
never lie.
The castle is past the wall. He is lying. The castle is directly behind us right now. The castle is directly behind us in the direction of the queen. Maybe the path to get there is this way, but the castle is not, in fact, directly behind this wall. The other thing you can do when you're a bee is you're allowed to stand on these flowers, which Mario can't do. Big whoop.
Honey is heavy.
Whatever you say. Get back to work. I guess perhaps that's the double-edged sword of I was talking about. I like these types of environments. They're a little bit more chilled and out and not really platforming gauntlets. But then, then it's like, well, there's not, and then people say, well, Jacob, then how can you complain when there's not much going on? So I guess maybe that's my own fault. It's just, I don't like the B power-up is one of the less interesting ones. The other ones just have more interesting platforming, uses. And just like, you can hover is like, okay, well, now the game is easier and you've removed more interesting options, I guess. Like the other the other town, I guess not town, but slightly less platforming intensive environments are the ones with the the swimming environments I was talking about before, and there you get to swim and you use the Koopa shell as kind of a little submarine to get you around and stuff. Also, for anybody who hasn't played the game, if you hit water as a bee, you lose the bee power up. So that's what those fountains are there as a little challenge, because you only walk on the flower petals while you are a bee. At least I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Perhaps I'm mistaken. Obviously, I didn't screw it up when I was recording this, and I don't really recall, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it's supposed to work. Yeah, some castle you got here hanging out over this black hole. I guess it's easy for waste. I guess it's easy for waste disposal or whatever.
Yep.
You can just toss trash off the side of your castle. It's not littering.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the other thing bees can do is they can climb on honeycombs.
Stick to this honey wall.
Except that the Bee Mario doesn't control so well in the air. And sometimes when you're trying to get him to fly towards the wall, it doesn't work so great, but that's okay.
I like the sounds of this again.
Shimmying all over the place. Yeah, it's very cartoony, very Disney, very silly. But that's what I was talking about again when I was...
I imagine if you were stuck in an area, though, that would get really annoying.
Probably. That's why you don't have to do it for too long, I guess. But that's kind of what I was talking about when I was talking about kind of the texture of this game and the feel of it, being very kind of inviting and friendly. I can imagine, especially for a kid being this being early on in their... Something that it was kind of introducing them to video games, It's enough to kind of have some real substance to it, but it's very friendly and very silly. And then in a few levels, the music's gonna go absolutely crazy, and the cymbals are gonna clash, and the trumpets are gonna go nuts. But I guess, you know, kids can handle that, whatever. See, I actually had kind of a weird experience, because I was born a little bit late to be, you know, playing the NES or whatever. But my first real Mario exposure was, granted, the not great port of the original Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers Deluxe for the Game Boy Color. It is a good port in some ways. It has a bunch of bonus features in it. You can basically skip to any level in the game from the get-go. There's a bunch of extra stuff and cool things in it. The main problem with it is that it's on the Game Boy Color, so the aspect ratio, it's really zoomed in. You can only see, you know, a couple of feet in front of you, which makes the game probably a lot harder than it was meant to be. And there are some jumps that become leaps of faith because you literally can't see what's up ahead of you.
Yikes. That would unbelievably stress me out.
Yeah, but that was maybe I don't know, maybe that's why I'm not as stressed out by some things in video games, because I was used to playing I was used to playing that. But yeah, I had some interesting video game experiences, because like I said, I did start out with a lot of PC stuff, but a lot of, you know, I guess gamer video games that I played were on the Game Boy Color, and a lot of those were actually were just ports of NES games. So I played a lot of bullcrap classic video games when I was younger, before I really got into modern games and modern console games and stuff. Just kind of how circumstances worked out.
Oh, she said that's the ticket too.
Yeah, she likes it when we pick this stuff out of her fur. It's really weird. Nintendo, they're trying to show off their fur tech, I guess, but they're making us crawl around in this lady's body and pick stuff out of her. A lot of people had problems with this.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Who knows, maybe that was an important moment for some young furry somewhere.
Yeah.
Here's an important moment for the franchise. You don't want to go there? Okay, that's fine.
No.
Here's an important moment for the franchise in general, the introduction of the Toad Brigade, led by their fearless leader, Captain Toad, who now has his own video games and all kinds of other stuff. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
Oh, okay. Interesting. A bee!
What? Mario? Oh, hey, it's you. We escaped from Peach's castle, too.
How'd you end up here if we ended up on the other island?
They fell off at a different point, I guess. We landed on that planet, they landed on this planet. But then we thought Bowser would get to us, and then we got lost with Luigi.
Oh.
I love there's a little picture, like, in case we don't remember who he is. You know, your brother,
there's
Luigi. Kind of tall. Kind of tall, green hat, stupid looking. Oh, I just remembered, we found a power star. Add it to the collective, Mario. Sap its power.
That star was bigger than him.
Yeah. Look here, I tried to crouch and do the cool backflip into it, and it won't let me because I'm a lame bee, so I just jump into it. Okay, here we go. Into the collective with you. Ho ho. Yippee! Lose your individuality.
Bee Mario.
Power our spaceship. It says universe map, but it's actually just a map of this one spaceship. Mario. Your name is Mario, isn't it? That is what I just heard from your friends who have arrived. Lady, you didn't ask me my name! How am I gonna invoice you? Has such a nice ring. You know what has a nice ring? Cha-ching! I expect to be compensated for fixing your spaceship.
Why are our friends in the garage?
That's where they are.
Why aren't there somewhere nicer? Why is she confining them to the garage? What have they done?
There's no guest rooms. You have to hang out in the garage. It's the only place. Well, I guess nowhere else has power except for the observatory that we're using, and they're building a little spaceship for him over here. They're building a little spaceship so they can traverse the galaxy for intergalactic travels to pig farts. He has mail for me. Mail toad? Mail! Check it out, I'm a mail toad. That's my species. Dear Mario, I'm in a faraway place, but I'm all right because you're coming to rescue me. P.S. I hope this gift will come in handy. From Peach. I think the weird thing is that I remember when we did the Paper Mario 64 video, and it's like the way that I would choose to, or I guess that you know, I know I'm doing the female voices in this, and maybe I should let you do them. But I think about the way that I think of Peach talking in these games is so different from how I imagine her talking in the earlier Paper Mario games.
Yeah.
Because number one, she just has more dialogue in the first place. It's just her personality feels pretty different when she's Metal Gear Soliding her way around her castle after it's under siege by Bowser.
She definitely is less of a damsel in distress.
It just
has some independence and capability.
Feels a little bit different. But yeah, I don't know if you've seen any of it, but there's it was on the Wii U and then it got moved to the Switch. It's a little kind of puzzle platforming game called Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. You have to move. Yeah, it's starring this guy. It was originally in a Super Mario 3D World, which was a kind of more normal platforming Mario game for the Wii U. There were little mini missions where you played as Captain Toad, and he can't jump. He's incapable of jumping. You have to find other ways to kind of get around through levels. You have to move things around, solve little puzzles. It was just kind of a little novelty thing for funsies in 3D World. But then they made it into a full-blown game with Treasure Tracker, which I own it on the Wii. I never actually beat it, which I need to go back and do sometime because it was really fun. And then they released it again on the Switch because nobody owned a Wii U. Just with kind of extra features shoved in. I think there's some new levels and some new features in the Switch version. These guys talk like Star Wars characters.
They really do.
Mario! I can't do this all day long. Somehow we made it too. They don't even know how they got here. They just teleported. We'll help you with the Power Stars and save Princess Peach. You can count on us, Mario. We're all in this together. Next time we're doing Toad voice, you're gonna have to take over. I've done enough Toad voice. You get to do a couple of Toad voices now. That's
all right.
Next time you have to do a Toad voice. We're building a starship. Wow, wow. Anyway, moving on to the next adventure. I can't get through the door. There we go.
Just running out the doorway.
I love that sound effect when it zooms all the way out in the observatory. That.
Yeah.
It feels kind of like the boot. It feels kind of like the boot up for a PlayStation system, actually.
Oh,
PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. PlayStation 1 with its. PlayStation 2 with its.
Serpent.
Yeah, this is our first water level. It's not a real water level, it's more of a tutorial. But this is our first one, where we're introduced to these mysterious bodies of water that are self-sustaining and float in the middle of space. This water is in a concrete bunker, but in a minute, we're just gonna see water floating in the air.
Oh, I like his sounds too!
We call it ray surfing. That's what we do. Hey! This is Penguin Paradise. This one little rock.
He has a mouth and arms.
He's really excited to see us.
He's moving his mouth and his arms like the Luma moved their arms.
He is very excited to see us.
He's so exciting. Listen to what Coach has to say. So are these like the baby penguins learning how to do it?
I don't know. Maybe he's just a really big one. I like his little red arm.
He sounds like Donald. But like
Are you a surfer too?
Less smoker Donald. He's not as harsh. He hasn't been smoking a pack a day.
Donald before the tobacco. Young Donald. Have you watched any of... Have you watched, yeah, you have to do motion controls for this, which the turning actually was fairly responsive. It's the position you have to have your wrist in of pointing it at the TV and then turning it that wasn't great. The motion controls on the turning is actually fine. It was the pointing at the TV that was a little bit kind of hurting my wrist after doing it for a few minutes, but nothing that bad. Have you watched any of new DuckTales, the reboot, the 2017 TV series? Okay. So there's obviously they get a lot of, obviously as you would, you get a lot of gags out of how Donald sounds, because you know it's fun. It's how Donald sounds is funny. But there's a couple of episodes where like he needs to be able to communicate better, and someone like puts some kind of device into him that allows him to talk normally, and he's voiced by Don Cheadle. They've done that a couple of times in a couple of episodes. There's another gag that there's a he doesn't know Daisy when the show starts. She only just got introduced like a couple of episodes ago at time of this recording. And the reason that they hit it off is because he sings for her and she likes it.
Oh no. He what's for her?
He sings for her, and she's actually into it. She's the only person who doesn't find his sing. He's not voiced by Don Cheadle at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He just starts singing, and for whatever reason, she likes it. It's basically it's the plot line involves she's like because DuckTales is a never-ending series of Indiana Jones escapades and James Bond heists and all kinds of stuff.
Marvelous.
And there's an episode where they're breaking into some kind of benefit or whatever, and Daisy works for the person who's running this benefit, and she's trying to get the attention of her boss, and because she has ideas and her boss won't pay attention to her. And Donald wants to sing in a band in the musical performance they're getting ready, and nobody wants him to sing. So they have a scene where they're both talking about their regrets and how nobody listens to their ideas, and she says, "I'd like to hear you sing," and he sings, and she's really into it, even though he sounds like Donald Duck. It's funny. It's cute. Anyway, I love this. The feeling of these levels is so interesting to me. The cloudscape out behind you, and there are fish living in here. There are fish living in this water. What do they sustain themselves with? Almost drove myself off, but not quite. Just barely made it to the ending without an accident.
I mean, there's plenty of light, so I mean, like, phytoplankton.
You're not wrong. I guess, yeah, it's possible. You gotta be really careful where you swim, though.
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know, maybe the, I got a gold medal? Awesome. I'll take the gold medal, thank you, and I'll never give it back. Regardless of whether or not somebody comes in and takes my spot and beats my time. I'm taking this gold medal to be added to the collective on my weird space colony. I keep trying to style into it, but I can't jump high enough to do that. You have to can't backflip from the ground to get into it. I mean, I guess logic would dictate that water has some kind of like self-sustaining gravitational force, right? That's how it's holding that in there. So maybe if the fish fall out of it, they just get sucked back in, you know? I don't know.
Like we get sucked back onto her ship, Rosalina's ship.
But when Mario flies off of it, he falls to his death. But maybe that's just because he has too much mass. Maybe the fish are light enough that when they leave the water, as long as they don't jump out of it, like, you know, some jumping fish do, as long as they don't jump out the bottom side of it, they get pulled back in. Who knows? Unfortunately, there's only the one mission on that tutorial swimming level, because like I said, I like the water levels in this game. We gotta go back to Bee Land.
Bees. It's covered in bees. Have we talked about Eddie Izzard?
Huh?
That the covered in bees is
yes.
a comedian. Okay, yeah. Yes. If you haven't heard about Eddie Izzard, you should go check him out. Got some good stuff. Good stuff.
I think you've shown me a couple of his clips before.
Yeah. He's a real interesting character. Jeez, we've already gotten 21 one-ups. I didn't realize how many we had amassed at this.
This is a game for small children. You get them when you get 100 star bits. It's not coins in this game, it's star bits, and star bits are everywhere. So as long as you're collecting them, it's really not that hard to get a one-up, really. These rocks just fell from the sky. It was scary. The rocks that I'm stomping, they're saying. This is where the game is teaching me how to butt stomp, in case I didn't know how to do that already. Of course, as you know, I've been trying to do it when the game didn't want me to do it the whole time.
Yeah.
Whee! I almost made a real mistake there by not trusting the game. Almost flung myself to my death, but that's okay. I'll have his bee off to the side here. He's practicing his butt stomp.
I can't imagine little tiny bees and their fuzzy little butts doing butt stomps. Oh my gosh.
I've never been stung by a bee. I feel like you told me about getting stung by a bee a couple times.
I don't think I've been stung by a bee. I have been stung by wasps so many times.
I'm pretty good avoiding those bastards. Bees and wasps in general.
No. Listen, bugs and I don't know why bugs hate me, but bugs hate me with a passion.
I think bugs learned to fear me is the thing. I'm very
No.
good. I am very good at killing bugs.
No, so
Dispassionate murder.
I had a traumatic experience with a wasp in 2nd grade in the girls' bathroom of the tiny little country school that I went to, where somehow wasps had gotten into the bathroom and decided to make their home in like the window, and I was in the stall closest to the window, and did what you go into a bathroom for, and pulled up my little 2nd grader pants, so don't get weird about it, and like had a wasp in my pants, and it stung me 3 times in a triangle.
Yeah,
and I had to
you've
go
told me about this
home.
before.
I had to go home. I had to call my mom and say, Mom, a wasp stung me on my ass 3 times. Like, 1 wasp 3 times.
Yeah, that'd freak you
And-
out a little bit, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so wasps, I don't get along with wasps at all. I got attacked by them when I lived in my first house. I don't remember what I did. I'm sure I agitated them. But they, like, stung me through my swimsuit, which I have decided is why I don't wear animal print anymore. I was actually thinking about this the other day, because my mom bought me a pair of leggings that's, like, white cheetah print, like a
You
snow
associate them
leopard
with getting
print.
stung by a bee?
I
stung
do.
by a
I
wasp?
think that's why I don't wear animal, because I've never worn animal print. My mom like insists that I do, and the only time I can ever remember wearing animal print was a cheetah print bathing suit that I had, and I got stung by wasps in it. And I think that's why I don't like animal print anymore, because I don't own anything animal print.
For
It's
as,
just not-
for as paranoid as I am about bugs and checking things to see if bugs got inside of them, you'd think that I had a traumatic experience, but no, I'm just an asshole.
No,
I have no excuse. I just see bugs and I kill them.
You would think I would be
anywhere near
more
me.
paranoid, but I'm really like, I, for the most part, can deal with the presence of bugs unless they're on me.
I didn't even start doing it because I found a bug in my bed one time. I started like probably 15 years ago, starting like checking my bed every night to make sure there's nothing under the covers, no bugs or anything. And I do this every single night, every time I get in bed, and in 15 years it has paid off exactly once. So it's really not a waste. It's a pretty big waste of time. But whatever, I did it. So you can see there again the kind of scale. You know, look, I'm hitting the queen bee, and the star bit is much larger than it should be, considering we were climbing around on her a few minutes ago. And we can see the other level we went to earlier over there.
So I can give you can borrow one of my traumatic experiences for bugs in the bed if you would like.
I'm not sure that's how that works, but I mean, I can try my best.
So this is actually fairly recent.
Real fast. Hold on. I was saying a better perspective here.
Oh.
I realized eventually that they are absolutely not. Even though even though there are still star bits landing down there that you can pick up, even though there are still moving assets down there, those piranha plants are frozen, but you can see those little blue guys are still hopping around. I shot at these guys for quite some time, and I've definitively decided that even though there are absolutely assets there that are absolutely animated, they are miniaturized and we cannot interact with them, because I shot at these guys for a while and they do not. The star bits are too big and they do not respond when they get hit.
No, they're like the
don't
star
care.
bits are the same size as the little blue boys.
Yeah.
Maybe even bigger.
Probably bigger, yeah. Anyway, sorry, your recent traumatic experience that I can borrow to justify my own paranoia.
So, recently, traumatic experience with bugs in the bed was staying at not my normal house and woke up and just kind of felt like something was tickling me. And I have long hair. I've had long hair for a very long time, and I shed. So I'm half asleep, just like whatever, it's a hair on me. And so I like grab it where I'm feeling it tickling me and just like try to pull it off. And then my hand is tickling. And at this point, I'm like, oh, that's not a hair. And it was an ant. And ants are not a big deal. You squish them, and then you go back to sleep. And that is what I tried to do until I started having a tickling feeling on my arm again.
This bug, by the way, you can see is absolutely kicking my ass. I got the health upgrade, and it did not go well for me.
He's like made of wood too, which was interesting.
He's like some kind of clockwork machine.
Yeah. I thought that was a burger. I was the little thing you just jumped.
It looks a little bit like a burger.
So realized that there are ants crawling on me, and I'm just like, what is going on? Around the same time, my boyfriend, who is also in the same bed, is waking up and realizing that he has ants on him, and we're both just like, where are the ants? Because of course we've not had food in this room because this is not our house, and like you just haven't had. We've also only been there for like 2 days. There just hasn't been time for us to have made enough
that kind
of a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And we're gonna learn in a second here. These creatures do in fact have emotions and friendships that we are treading upon. Because when I kill the small one, the mad one, the large one gets angry. See, look, it feels the loss.
Oh no!
It feels the loss of its friend.
Oh no!
And guess what?
How rude!
Guess what? Guess what?
Is it gonna kill you?
No, I'm gonna kill it because I don't care. Because I'm Mario.
Okay.
Rosalina's paying me the big bucks.
We are looking for the source of these bugs, and we move our pillows, and there's just at least like 300 ants under our pillows in a circle. And just thinking about it, I don't like it. We had to get the vacuum, and we vacuumed off the bed and all of the blankets and everything, and sprayed Raid on the window because that was the only place we could think that they were coming from, because the head of the bed is right by a window. And tried to go back to sleep because at this point it's like 6 in the morning. We did not
I would not have gone back to sleep at that point. That would have been the start of my day, and I would have done other stuff. I'm gonna deal with these ants.
This was a weekend. We wanted to sleep in.
Nope, I don't sleep. If I wake up, I'm just gonna go. Especially if I found ants in my bed. I'm not going back to sleep.
No. Well, okay. When I say we tried to go back to sleep, we like went into the living room. And
okay, all right, fine.
We didn't just like.
But there were wasps in the couch.
No, there weren't wasps in the couch. There were just still bugs in the blankets, and we did have to get up and be angry about it. Oh, is this ice cream?
Mm-hmm. This is the level is Rocky Road.
Oh, I don't like this.
You don't like this?
You're handling this way better than I would be. All the shapes moving.
Yeah, this is
like jumping around.
This is one of the actual levels. This is one of the actual platforming gauntlet levels. It's locked behind. You have to have enough star bits to get the thing. This is one of the ones for the people who actually play video games. And I do screw it up a couple of times because I'm stupid and I'm going after the coins that I don't need and can't use on anything. So I put myself in more danger than I need to be. Yeah. Thusly. I say this is the level for real. I say this is the level for real gamers, knowing that this footage is about to absolutely blow me out in the eyes of everybody watching the video. Because I don't perform super duper well here.
You're doing better than I would. I just noticed the fork in the distance. But if this is ice cream, why do you need a fork?
Well, there's other stuff. You know, maybe you have an ice cream cake of some kind. There's all kinds of different desserts, Aidan. You can have other things with ice cream.
I mean, yeah, but you still use a spoon. Or you can't
now, look to the right. Look at that. That's cake of some kind. There's ice cream on cake of some kind. All right.
Well, yeah, but even when I eat ice cream on cake, I still use a spoon because cake is not a hard enough.
Use both. There's probably knives and spoons. No. There's probably all kinds of utensils flying around in this galaxy.
I don't. That's where all the space trash from the bee. This is the bee space trash.
Those are the queen's utensils.
Oop! God.
They're little kitty utensils. That's what she used when she was younger, and she threw them away in favor of more regal, elegant, queenly silverware, and now they're hanging out here. That's exactly what's going on. I'm glad we've cracked this world building riddle.
That's what all of the shapes are. They're all the bites she took out of the ice.
I think that
triangle bite.
I think at this point I told myself, why am I wasting my time with the coins, and I started actually playing the level for real and not killing myself for no reasons.
Good.
Though a couple of those times when I died, I was just because I was bad and I overestimated myself, and I tried to make moves that I shouldn't have tried to make. How did you two get here?
I can't go any further.
How did you get this far? Don't stop right here. There's the cut gets right around the corner. Bah, 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 bah. Whatever. Cowards. They got that far. They could go further, couldn't they? This is easier than.
I was going to say that looks way easier than the rest of this has been.
Like Toads can't jump. You don't even have to jump here. You just have to move fast enough to get through all these different sections.
You had to jump on the other part for sure.
Move fast, baby. Don't be slow. This is not that hard. They could have done this, cowards. See, their boss is up ahead. What's stopping them from doing this?
Okay. It's fine.
I don't know why you get so nervous watching other people do things.
I really do. The boyfriend has started playing Dead by Dawn, and I cannot watch him play it.
Dead by Daylight, you mean?
Yeah. No. Yes.
Is it the multiplayer game?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Where it's a couple of survivors being chased by one killer. You have to turn on the generators, and that's Dead by Daylight.
Okay, well, whatever.
No, that's fine. It's fine. I was just checking. Maybe there's another game I didn't know about. That's why I asked. No. There's a bunch of cosmic jawbreakers out there and some other silverware. There's some spoons or something else out there. So there's a spoon.
Oop.
What we really need is a spork.
Yes.
What we really need is a spork. That's what we're after here.
I would allow a spork. You can use a spork.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so along with not liking bugs, I don't like being sweaty, and I feel real bad for that Luma dude jumping around
hanging out inside the hat?
Having to hang out inside his hat with his sweaty hair.
It's probably not actually in his hat, right? It's probably because the size changes. It's probably like merging with the hat, or it's becoming some other kind of entity. Who knows, man? Who knows? It might not actually be in there inside of his hat all the time.
I hope not, for its sake.
Hey, listen, in Mario Odyssey, your hat is a character.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
Cappy is actually a character that is actually a living entity that is sitting on, not only on Mario's head, but on the heads of everything that Mario possesses. And you probably possess some sweaty animals in that, so I think that situation is probably a lot worse.
Gross.
I don't know, I guess if you're a hat, you're probably used to it. If that's your whole existence, you're probably pretty used to it by that point.
Yeah. I guess. I just don't like it.
This guy's playing Minecraft over here.
He's got a little pickaxe.
Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna use it for. I guess when they go exploring, they need it. I don't know why he needs it right now, though. Stop swinging that thing around. When I jumped on it, he was gonna put somebody's speaking of putting somebody's eye out, Captain Toad. No, I'm blind.
It's eye level. It's right at your face.
I can't see anything.
That's an interrogation tactic.
It's pretty hot under these lights, huh, Seinfeld? Actually, I'm quite comfortable.
I will say though, as a theater kid, stage lights do get hot. Like,
oh yeah, I know.
They get real warm. I don't even want to know what like Broadway people, their costumes. I bet they stank, like with an A, not just stink.
That's why they have to. That's why it's always so cool in the theaters, because they have to. There's so many people in there. They have to get the air conditioning blasting beforehand and during.
I never even thought about that, but it is always cold in theaters.
Yeah, because when you pack, 100 people or however many people are sitting into a theater, they're all going to be locked into that room for a while. They're all generating body heat.
Yeah.
You need to get it really cold ahead of time, and then you can't run it too hard while they're in there. That messes up the sound hypothetically. So you have to get it really cold before you go in, and then you got to maintain it kind of on low while people are actually in there.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense though.
You can't go up there yet. Excuse me? You can't tell me what to do.
We've already been there.
Yeah, but this guy's challenging me, so clearly he didn't see it last time. You can't tell me what to do.
He's got his back turned.
Nope, not quite. I'm trying to take a shortcut. I don't want to go all the way around. I want to take a shortcut. I can do it. It won't let me turn the camera, which means I can't set up my triple jump very easily. But I did it. Haha, see? So I've already pulled off one impressive thing in front of this Luma. You better keep watching. I'm gonna do the other bit that I've already done before. See, look, he's watching.
Oh, he
Never mind,
turned his back
that wasn't the impressive part. I haven't done it yet. Keep watching.
He's turned his back. He's
No,
not
no, he looked away. He gave up on me. Whatever. Now it's just for me. Look, I know that I can do it. Leave me alone, Luma. Don't tell me what I can't do.
Jump down behind him.
Don't tell me where I've been. I was just up there.
I've just been there. I can do what I want.
You don't know where I've been. You don't know who I killed.
So is this black trail right here? Is it eventually going to be filled with like water?
No, it's a power line. I'm pretty sure. See, there's a gold line running from the center to the one we're currently in. That one lights up when that station we just jumped to is actually powered.
Okay.
I know we need. The bad guys. They're misusing the power of the Grand Star. We're gonna do the same thing, buddy. You're also just shoving it in here to power your spaceship. They're powering their spaceship. But before we go to Bowser's castle, or not his castle, to the enemy fortress, to wrap up this episode, we're gonna do a little bonus stage off to the side here instead of rushing off to an actual big stage. We'll do the Bowser stage next time around.
Flip Switch Galaxy.
This is also introducing
Painting the planet.
This is one of the ones where if once you step on it, it changes color. If you step onto it again, it changes color. So it's kind of a puzzle, but this one's not really a puzzle.
Not like a hard one.
Yeah, this one's pretty straightforward. I mean, I guess if you don't know the rules, it could take you a minute to figure out, but this one's pretty straightforward.
Not gonna get that coin that's right next to you after you spent. Oh, okay.
If I jump, if I jump to pick it up, then it'll deactivate that panel. So, except I did a backflip on accident and almost killed myself, but I didn't. That was just for style points. I didn't mean accidentally. I did that on purpose. That was all just style.
You got a little what are those dudes? Daleks.
Oh, yeah, a little bit of that.
That's what he kind of looks like. I had to think about it. It's been a while since I have engaged in Doctor Who.
I never really did. I tried once. I couldn't do it. Though, to be fair, I didn't give it that much of a shot. I only watched a handful of episodes. It wasn't, like, terrible, but it was just like, I do not need to invest the time in watching 5 seasons of this.
I watched... So not, like, the old, like, original Doctor Who.
Sure, a lot of it you can't watch.
When they rebooted it, I watched the beginning of the reboot up until the old man Doctor, like the I think the second most recent, because I think it's a lady Doctor.
Yeah, so you watched 3 Doctors then. So you watched it for that's like almost 10 years of the show, pretty much.
I didn't watch it over 10 years. I watched it over like 3 months.
Sure, but I'm saying like the first guy only did it for a year. Tennant did it for like 5 years, I think, and then the next guy did it for 5 years. Somewhere thereabouts. So it was a while. That's a lot of content.
Yep.
I know a lot about it because I was interested enough that I, read some stuff about it, but, Regardless, that's it for this episode of Mario Galaxy Research Rambles. Come back next time, and we will, have
more fun!
Yeah, have more fun. We'll go to the Bowser level, hopefully get onto some more interesting places than just the B level. Hopefully some more fun stuff will occur, who knows? But at present moment in time, secret, I haven't actually shot the footage. I gotta go and film more footage for the next episode, folks. Woohoo!